Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss finding the sum of infinite geometric series. So we have here the formula S, or as a symbol of sum, infinity is equal to a over 1 all over 1 minus r, wherein a is equal to the first term and r is equal to the ratio. So this must be a sub 1. And how to get the r. So r is equal to a sub 2 all over a sub 1. And remember guys that the absolute value of r must be less than 1. Okay? Because if r or absolute value of r is greater than 1, then the geometric series is not defined. I'll repeat. If the absolute value of r is greater than 1, then it is not defined. So we're going to tackle some examples to see if it is defined or not defined. So let's have example number 1. Five plus 4 plus 16 over 5 plus 64 over 25. And then plus that. Okay. So we have here, we're going to write first the given. A sub 1 is equal to 5. Then a sub 2 is equal to 4. Next, we need to get our r. So ang ating r ay a sub 2 all over a sub 1. Ang a sub 2 natin ay 4. Ang a sub 1 natin ay 5. So, ang ating r ay 4 all over 5. Next, since meron na ang lahat ng given, then kailangan na natin siyang i-substitute sa ating formula. So, ang ating formula ay S infinity is equal to A1 over 1 minus R. So, let's substitute. Ang A1 natin ay 5 all over. Ang R natin ay 1 minus 4 all over 5. Kung napapansin ninyo, ay whole number at saka fraction. So, kailangan nating mag-LCD. Okay? So, denominator ay 1. Equal sign, copy 5. Then, ang LCD natin sa denominator ay 5. Okay, next. 5 divided by 1 is equal to 5. Times 1 is equal to 5. Minus 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 4 is equal to 4. Is equal to, copy 5 all over 5 minus 4 is 1 all over 5. Next, kung napapansin ninyo ay mayroon tayong whole number and fraction. Okay, so ano ang gagawin natin? Pag ganitong case, kopyahin si 5. Of course, gawin natin siyang fraction by putting 1 as its denominator. And then, i-divide natin siya ng 1 over 5. Okay. Anong susunod sa pag-divide ng fraction? Of course, copy ang first term. So, kopyahin natin siya, ang dividend. or yung first term, 5 over 1. Proceed to multiplication, get the reciprocal. So, ito ay magiging 5 over 1. Okay? Nasundan? Nasundan. So, ano ang susunod? Meron na tayong 5 times 5 is equal to 25 all over 1 or simply 25. So, ang ating sagot ngayon ay 25. Okay. So, gawa pa tayo ng another example. Okay, example number 2. So, we need to get first or write the given. So, a sub 1 is equal to 2. A sub 2 is equal to 2/3. And then, of course, we need to get our R. So, ang ating R ay 2/3 minus 2. Oh, sorry, not minus. Divided by 2, I should say. So, what are we going to do? So, to divide fraction to whole number, we need to copy the first term, 2/3, proceed to multiplication, then get the reciprocal. So, ang 2 over 1 magiging 1/2. Cancel ang 2. Then, 1 times 1 is equal to 1. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. So, ang ating R ay 1/3. So, kung 1/3 siya, mas mababa siya sa 1. So, defined pa rin siya. So, pwede natin siyang gamitin. So, ito ang ating R. Then, kunin na natin ang ating formula or isulat. S infinity is equal to A1 all over 1 minus R. So, ang ating A1 ay 2 all over 1 minus, ang R natin ay 1/3. Again, kailangan muna natin mag-divide or subtract. So, copy 2. Then, ang LCD natin, ang 1, denominator natin ay 1. So, 3 divided by 1 ay 3. 3 times 1 ay 3. 3 divided by 3 ay 1. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Next, 2 all over 3 minus 1 ay 2 over 3. Okay. So, ang mangyari na ngayon ay meron tayong whole number and fraction. So, anong gagawin natin? Divide natin siya. Mauuna muna si 2 all over 1. Kung whole number meron tayo at kailangan natin siyang i-perform with fraction, gawin natin siyang fraction by putting 1 below. Because 2 divided by 1 is still 2. Next, copy 2/3. 2/3. Rules in dividing fraction, copy the first term and then get the reciprocal of the second term. So, 2 over 1, proceed to multiplication, get the reciprocal. Pag sinabi nating reciprocal, baliktarin lang natin. Ang denominator mapupunta sa numerator at ang numerator mapupunta sa denominator. And then, pwede tayong mag-cancel. Cancel siya. Ang pagka-cancel po ay taas at saka baba. It's either paganyan, or paganyan. Okay? So, this becomes 1 and 1. So, 1 times 3 is equal to 3. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Or simply, 3 divided by 1 is 3. Okay, so the sum of our infinite geometric series, problem number 2 is 3. Okay, another example, number 3. Okay? Again, kailangan muna nating isulat ang ating mga given. So, ang ating given, A1 is equal to 3. A2 is equal to 1.5. And ang ating R ay ang A2 all over A1. Ang A2 natin ay 1.5. Ang A1 natin ay 3. So, kung i-divide natin ang 1.5 sa 3, ang magiging sagot ay 0.5 or 1/2. Sorry. Okay? So, para makita natin kung paano natin nakuha ang 0.5 or 1/2, okay? So, let's try to divide. 1.5 divided by 3. So, 1 divided by 3, it cannot be. So, we will do 15. Para hindi mawala, yung decimal natin ilagay na doon. So, 15 divided by 3 ay 5. 5 times 3 ay 15. Subtract 0. Therefore, we have 0.5 or 0.5. Okay, next. Now, we have already R and A1. So, substitute na natin sa ating formula. S infinity is equal to A1 all over 1 minus R. Ang A1 natin ay 3, 1 minus ang ating R ay 0.5 or 1/2. Ang susunod, copy ang 3. Ang denominator, 1 minus 0.5 ay equal to 0.5. Okay, para makita natin kung paano natin kinuha, gagawin natin 1 minus 0.5. Bakit dito? Kasi ang 1, andito ang kanyang decimal. So, anong gagawin natin? Magbabaro tayo ng 0 ngayon. Okay? So, 0 minus 5, it cannot be. So, magbabaro tayo ng 1 dito. This becomes 10. This becomes 0. So, 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. Then, copy the decimal. Okay? So, ang sagot ay 5. So, 3 all over 0.5. Next, 3 divided by 0.5. Ano ang sagot? Okay. So, ang sagot natin ay 6. Okay, paano natin kinuha ang 6? Okay, mag-divide tayo ngayon. Ipapakita natin, okay? So, 3 divided by 0.5. Pag ganitong klase ang problema or division, kailangan muna nating gawing whole number ang divisor. Move 1, then move 1. So, meaning to say, we need to add 0. Okay? So, mag-divide na tayo with our new number. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 times 5 is equal to 30. Subtract, then 0. So, ang ating sagot ay 6. Yan ang ating sagot. So, this is still defined. Next, we have more examples here. Number 4. So, for number 4, isulat muna natin ang ating mga given. A1 is 2. A2 is equal to 6. And of course, ang ating R ay A2 divided by A1. So, 6 divided by 2 is equal to 6 divided by 2 ay 3. Remember guys, the rule is the absolute value of r, what is the positive of 3, is greater than 1, it is not defined. It's not possible. The answer must be, our ratio must always be near to 0 or 1. Okay? So this is not defined. Okay? So, number 4, we need to stop there because our r is already greater than 1. Okay? So, let's move for number 5. So, for our number 5, let's write first our given. A1 is equal to 3 halves. And our A2 is equal to 3/4. Then, next, we need to get our R. So, for our R, we have A2 all over A1. Ang ating A2 ay 3/4. 3/4. Ang ating A1 ay 3 halves. Okay. Division of fraction. Ang pag-divide ng fraction, again, copy the first term, 3/4. Then, get the reciprocal of the second term. So, anong reciprocal ng 3 halves? Ito ay magiging 2/3. Ulitin po natin, pag sinabi nating reciprocal, baliktarin lang natin. Yung numerator magiging denominator at ang denominator magiging numerator. And then proceed sa multiplication. Ngayon, pwede tayong mag-cancel para ang ating sagot ay laging nasa lowest term. So, 3 and 3 magiging 1. Both of them are divisible by 3. So, 3 divided by 3, 1. 3 divided by 3, 1. And then, of course, 2 and 4 are both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2, 1. 4 divided by 2 ay 2. Next, multiply na natin. 1. So, ang pagmumultiply na dito ay numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So, meron na tayong R. Okay? So, since meron na tayong A1 and R, proceed na tayo sa ating formula, which is S infinity is equal to A1 all over 1 minus R. Okay? Next, substitute. Ang ating A1 ay 3 halves. 1 minus ang ating R ay 1 half. Okay? So, madali na lang ito. So, copy 3 halves all over 1 minus 1 half. This is common sense. Ang isa, bawasan mo ng kalahati. Ang sagot ay always kalahati. So, just write 1 half. This is easy. Then, proceed to division. So, copy 3 halves divided by 1 half. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ang pag-divide ay kopyahin ang numerator and then ang denominator, kunin ang kanyang reciprocal. Anong reciprocal ng 1 half? Magiging 2 over 1. And then proceed sa multiplication. Pwedeng mag-cancel para lowest term na ang sagot. So, pwede ba? Hindi. Pwede? Hindi. Pwede? Hindi. So, 2 and 2? Pwede. So, 2 divided by 2, 1. 2 divided by 2, 1. Next, 3 times 1, 3. 1 times 1, 1. Or simply, 3. Okay. So, ganyan lang po kasimple ang pagkuha ng sum of infinite geometric series. So, i-wrap up lang natin. Ang formula for infinite geometric series, we have S infinity is equal to A sub 1 over 1 minus R, wherein A sub 1 is our first term and R is our ratio. And in getting the ratio, we have a sub 2 all over a sub 1. And remember that the absolute value of r must be less than 2, 1 to be defined. Because if the absolute value of r is greater than 1, then it is not defined. Okay? Okay. So, I hope guys